brother Chris, my hero, my mentor, my sister Bethany, my best friend, all my nieces, brother-in-law. I want to thank the staff and all my brothers, like Aldous and Chad and Brother Carlos, Pastor Grady. Thank you, special thank you to Kit Carson, who is like a second father to me. Love that man very, very much. And Pastor Jeff, man, thank you, man. Pastor Jeff, I can't say enough great things about that man. He loved me, he showed me so much grace, and there may be a better man in the world, but I haven't met him yet. So I thank that man so much. You know, my name's Casey Brown. I'm 35 years old. My journey kind of starts when I was 13 years old. I broke my neck in a wrestling accident, and everything just changed that day. God became very real to me. They told me I may never walk again. They told me I could die from this surgery, and all of a sudden my priorities changed from, worrying about sports and girls to, just thanking Jesus and just loving the Lord. He made himself so real to me. And then one day at my grandmother's house, thank you to Grandma, I'm sorry I forgot you, I love you so much. One day at a garage sale at my grandma's house, in 8th grade, she sold a little 8x10 frames, one of those ones like we have in the kitchen, and it said, Mark 8:36, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world, yet lose his own soul? And that's when God started calling me that day, and I love the Lord so much, and it was, he started calling me that day, and it was shortly after that, about a year and a half later, that I was involved in an assault where my neck was re-injured, I was paralyzed, and my brother tracked the man down that assaulted me and caught him and held him until the police got there, and obviously that was incredibly tragic, and they sent me home with this pill called Vicodin. And I'll never forget sitting in my room, taking 2 Vicodin, and everything just was better. And that day I started running fast from the Lord. And I didn't stop till June 18th of 2012 last year. Vicodin took away all my physical, emotional, psychological pain. Before I know it, I was taking 80 Vicodin a day for a very long time. About the same height I am now, 130 pounds. My life was just a roller coaster for years and years. Every time I'd stop, the Lord would bless me so unbelievably. Bless me just wonderfully. Bless me with the love of my life. 2002, 2004, blessed me with Mason, Christopher, and Victoria Grace, who, my wonderful daughter who can't hear, Victoria Grace, her name literally means victory by grace in Jesus. And what a great name she has. In 2005, I was diagnosed with a lung disease from a Bible conference my brother and I went to. I caught a lung disease out in Arizona, and became very, very ill. And twice that year, I was living in Grand Rapids, they called my family and said, come out here because Casey's not going to make it through the night. And that kind of just started the whole thing. Again, God kept me alive and saved me. I've been through, in 18 years, I've been through 9 treatments. Every one of those places told me that I had a disease for which there's no known cure. Well, just like Pastor Jeff said, there is a cure, and that cure is Jesus. And he's cured my heart and saved me. I thank him so very much. Now, June 18, 2012, I came to Teen Challenge, and I stopped running that day. I stopped running. I fell on my knees. I was broken beyond repair.
I love you, Casey.
And so many incredible things happened in that this last 13 and a half months. Shortly before I came in, one of the things that made me want to change my life was I was at church. And Courtney came to get Mason, my ex came to get Mason, my son. And Mason fell on his knees in the middle of church, grabbed my leg and said, I want my daddy, don't take me away from my daddy. And he cried and bawled all the way up to the car. I'll never forget seeing that boy in that van, screaming, 8 years old, screaming, holding his arms out for his daddy. I held on to that. And then I came to Teen Challenge. God started to change me. And I'm sorry, I'm going a long time. And the Labor Day picnic last year, it's a great day with my kids. I had just gotten my kids back. They were taken away from me. I just got them back. And Paul Harper, as we were leaving, said to Victoria, my daughter, she said, did you have a good day? And she said, no, I had a great day. And he said, why was it a great day? And she said, because my daddy's not sick anymore. I'll never forget my madness. One of the people I love the most said to me, you love those drugs more than me? You love those drugs more than your kids? They are your God. And I argued with him. And he was absolutely right. They were my God, and I served them for many, many years. And one verse, Pastor Jeff said has been in my mind for 3 weeks. It comes up over and over again. We just did it in Upper Growth. They had it in Lower Growth. He said it tonight, and he said it at chapel yesterday. It's James 4:17. Therefore, submit to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Draw near to God, he will draw near to you. And I think one of the reasons God showed me that verse is because of what Mr. MacArthur, in my study Bible here, says. And he says, all people are either under the lordship of Satan or Jesus Christ. There is no middle ground. For so long, I wanted to live with 1 foot in heaven and 1 foot in hell. You can't do that. You can't live with 1 foot in Teen Challenge and 1 foot in the dope house. Or 1 foot in the pharmacy. There is no middle ground. And just at Mount Hope this past Monday, I read a little book that said, 1 word from God can change your life. I thought about that all week long. And to me, that 1 word is choose. I had to make a choice. Is it going to be pills and a needle? Or is it going to be Jesus Christ? Because the Jesus my kids see in me will be the Jesus they find. The Jesus they see in me will be the Jesus they find. My little boy that says, I want to be just like you, Daddy. Do I want to see somebody with a needle in their arm, or I want to see him on my knees at the altar? I lost so much with this addiction. Lost the love of my life. I lost my children for a long time. This last year, I lost 21 inches of my colon. I lost a lot of things, and God has restored so much. And I wasn't going to bring this up. Something amazing happened to me today when I was with my mother. April 29, 2010, I sat holding my grandmother. I said, hold my grandmother's hand in the hospital bed as she was dying, and I promised her that I would make her proud. And that was such a hard promise that I left the hospital and went right to the dope house. And then my grandma passed away, and I've been to her grave so many times that I could never fall down because I had such a huge burden on my back. Today I went to that grave, and I know today my grave is proud of me. Thank you. I take no credit whatsoever. All I've done is fall to my knees. I give God 110% of the glory, the honor, and the praise. It's all because of Him. I've done nothing. Ken Snemler stood here a year ago and said that Luke Garrett once said that he was the luckiest man alive. But Ken was actually the luckiest man alive. And that stuck with me. Well, I want to say today that I'm truly the happiest man alive. I enjoy the Lord in my heart. And I love Him so much. My stand-on verses are Psalms 35. His anger is but for a moment. His favor is for life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. In Matthew 11, 27 to 30, come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. For I am gentle and lowly in heart. You will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you.